What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. We have a juicy little episode for you guys today. Let's go take this all back to Duncan and let him know that we completed the tasks. Time for the join-in. See what this ritual is all about that Davith and Jury are so concerned about.
So you return from the wilds. Have you been successful?
We have.
Good. I've had the Circle mages preparing. With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joining immediately.
Maybe we should tell you about Morrigan and her mother.
There was a woman at the tower, and her mother had the scrolls. They were both very... odd.
Were they wilder folk?
I don't think so. They might be apostates. Mages hiding from the Chantry.
I know you were once a Templar, Alistair, but Chantry business is not ours. We have the scrolls. Let us focus on the joining.
I would almost guarantee you that they're mages, Alistair. Now will you tell us what this ritual is about?
I will not lie. We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price to become what we are. Fate may decree that you pay your price now, rather than later.
I have no problem facing what's to come.
I agree. Let's have it done.
Then let us begin. Alistair, take them to the old temple.
This is a really cool aspect of the game. One of the reasons Wardens are so
The
badass
more I
too.
hear about this joining, the less I like it.
Are you blubbering again?
Why all these damn tests? Have I not earned my place?
Maybe it's tradition. Maybe they're just trying to annoy you.
Calm down. There's nothing we can do about it now.
I only know that my wife is in Highover with a child on the way. If they had warned me, it just doesn't seem fair.
Would you have come if they'd warned you? Maybe that's why they don't.
I think that's a good show.
Wardens do what they must, right?
Including sacrificing us?
I'd sacrifice a lot more if I knew it would end the Blight.
And Davith makes a very good point though. Is that really too high of a cost to save the world, including his pretty wife? You make a good point.
You saw those Darkspawns tonight. Wouldn't you die to protect your pretty wife from them? Maybe you'll die. Maybe we'll all die. If nobody stops the Darkspawn, we'll die for sure.
That is very
I've just
true and
never faced a
practical.
foe I could not engage with my blade.
At last, we come to the joining. The Grey Wardens were founded during the First Blight, when humanity stood on the verge of annihilation. So it was that the first Grey Wardens drank of Darkspawn Blood and mastered their taint.
We're going to drink the blood of those creatures.
As the first Grey Wardens did before us, as we did before you. This is the source of our power and our victory.
Those who survive the joining become immune to the taint. We can sense it in the Darkspawn and use it to slay the Archdemon.
There's a very cool reason why that enables them to slay the Archdemon, which we will find out about later. But that is what those first Wardens did inside the Weishaupt Fortress during the 90-year Blight. They drank the Darkspawn Blood, embraced the Taint, and turned themselves into Archdemon-slaying badasses. Those who survive.
Not all who drink the blood will survive, and those who do are forever changed. This is why the joining is a secret. It is the price we pay. We speak only a few words prior to the joining, but these words have been said since the first. Alistair, if you would.
Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand vigilant. Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten. And that one day, we shall join you.
I love the
Davith,
little oath.
step forward.
Wardens have a lot of cool oaths.
Maker's breath.
I am sorry, Davith.
That's a
Step
shame.
forward, Jory.
But
Davith would have been
I
a
have
hell of a
wife,
warden.
a child. Had I known...
There is no turning back.
No! You ask too much. There is no glory in this.
I am sorry.
There's the grey morality of the Wardens.
But the joining is not yet complete. You are called upon to submit yourself to the Taint for the greater good. From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden. It is finished. Welcome.
2 more deaths. In my joining, only one of us died, but it was horrible. I'm glad at least one of you made it through.
How do you feel?
Jory didn't need to die, he could have just drank. He decided to be a coward and ironically would have rather fought Duncan than take a sip from a cup. Which is insane, really. Nothing you said prepared me for that.
Such is what it takes to be a Grey Warden.
Did you have dreams? I had terrible dreams after my joining.
Such dreams come when you begin to sense the Darkspawn, as we all do. That and many other things can be explained in the months to come.
Before I forget, there is one last part to your joining. We take some of that blood and put it in a pendant. Something to remind us of those who didn't make it this far.
Take some time. When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the King.
What kind of meeting?
The King is discussing strategy for the upcoming battle. I am not sure why he has requested your presence. The meeting is to the west, down the stairs. Please attend as soon as you're able.
Likely because he is so into the Grey Wardens and we are a brand new Warden after all. Okay, we got levels for us and Duke. Perfect. Yeah, Jory, ironically, maybe he would have survived. He could have been a Warden right now. But instead, he decided to cower out right at the end. So now, thanks to our mod, we finally get the Warden equipment now that we're officially a Grey Warden. Let's see what all this stuff looks like. Might be the only hood in the game I actually like the way that it looks. But put all the Warden stuff on. And 1 scout armor. Damn, that looks pretty. I'm a big fan of that. That's 2 constitution. Since we have nothing else to do, let's go ahead and equip the Warden off. It's a nice little touch, I think. It's a very big shame about Davith. I feel like Davith would have definitely made the cut. He would have been a good Warden. I did, since the last episode, get a couple more 100 gold, like I said, at my in-between. Just to make sure we have enough to buy bits and bobs as we progress. Now that we have another level, we are just going to go straight to 28 decks here. I'm not going to pump cunning. We're not going to need more cunning for a while, so... Like, see, this is level 8. We're not going to need that for a while, so... We are going to start working on going towards momentum, which actually, if we had expert combat training, we could have it right now. That is unfortunate. I will make sure to get expert combat training next level, and then we can get momentum. Momentum would have been nice to bring into this next encounter. Well, since that isn't an option, what do we have? That's acting like we already have that. So, passive. The quick stepping rogue can more easily outmaneuver opponents, granting a wider flanking angle that makes backstabs easier to achieve. We absolutely want that, so that's going to be our level ups. And then for Duke, as usual, straight strength. Give him straight damage, chance to hit, all that good stuff. Now, here you have a chance between, this is a knockdown, where he's going to get on top of somebody, maul him, or you get an AoE stun, which is Dreadhowl. We definitely want the AoE stun. We're going to set that up right now, actually. So, self, surrounded by at least 3 enemies. Usability, Dreadhowl. That is going to pop a huge stun when he's surrounded, which is going to be very good for us because we'll be able to maneuver into flank positions.
If the king wants to see you and Duncan, you probably shouldn't keep him waiting. He might get mad, start crying. You'll feel bad, and, well, it won't be pretty.
Indeed, I'll feel terrible.
We can speak more after the meeting with the king.
Alright. Rise Grey Warden. We are gonna go check, just real fast for sake of paranoia, if this man's restocked at all.
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps?
I would like to go into the
Let me
next
know what you'd like.
episode with as many supplies as possible, so... Does not look like they did. Okay. What about your
Hello
other
again.
goods?
Is there something you need? So long as you keep it quiet.
Negative. Okay. And let's go see what this meeting's all about. I'm sure Kaelin just wants to meet the new Warden. It was a nice warm welcome.
Loghain, my decision is final. I will stand by the Grey Wardens in this assault.
You risk too much, Kaelin. The Darkspawn Horde is too dangerous for you to be playing hero on the front lines.
If that's the case, perhaps we should wait for the Orlesian forces to join us after all.
I must repeat my protest to your fool notion that we need the Orlesians to defend ourselves.
It is not a fool notion. Our arguments with the Orlesians are a thing of the past, and you will remember who is king.
How fortunate Marek did not live to see his son ready to hand Ferelden over to those who enslaved us for a century.
Then our current forces will have to suffice, won't they? Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
They are, Your Majesty.
And this is the young lord from Highever I met earlier. I understand congratulations are in order.
Now keep in mind all the history of the Orlais and Ferelden conflict that we've read in the codexes up to this point. Loghain lived through that occupation. He was there when the Orlesian chevaliers were raping wives and stealing daughters. He is understandably not enthusiastic about bringing the Orlesian Empire back across the borders for aid. It is very understandable. It is easy for Kaelin, who was not alive during that conflict, to say, oh, well, those arguments are a thing of the past. We'll actually get some codexes to see why he's a little more favorable than he should be towards the Orlesians. Such as he is. I still think he's a good man and a good king, but it is very easy for him to say that he has the high ground morally there, and just to be like, it's a thing of the past. Because he wasn't there. His neighbors didn't get burnt at the stake for praying to their gods. He wasn't around for that. Loghain was. Loghain is the one that helped Marek push him out, so Loghain being grouchy about that is actually very understandable. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Every Grey Warden is needed now. You should be honored to join their ranks.
Your fascination with glory and legends will be your undoing, Kaelin. We must attend to reality.
Fine. Speak your strategy. The Grey Wardens and I draw the Darkspawn into charging our lines, and then?
You will alert the tower to light the beacon, signaling my men to charge from
To
cover.
flank the Darkspawn, I remember. This is the Tower of Ishal in the ruins, yes? Well, who shall light this beacon?
I have a few men stationed there. It's not a dangerous task, but it is vital.
Then we should send our best. Send Alistair and the new Grey Warden to make sure it's done.
That is an interesting decision. You mean I won't be fighting in the battle?
We need the beacon. Without it, Loghain's men won't know when to charge.
You see? Glory for everyone.
You rely on these Grey Wardens too much. Is that truly wise?
Enough of your conspiracy theories, Loghain. Grey Wardens battle the Blight no matter where they're from.
Your Majesty, you should consider the possibility of the archdemon appearing.
There have been no signs of any dragons in the wilds.
Isn't that what your men are here for, Duncan?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Don't think it's quite that
Your
simple.
Majesty, the tower and its beacon are unnecessary. The
We
circle
will
of
not
mage
trust any lives to your spells, mage. Save them for the Darkspawn.
Enough! This plan will suffice. The Grey Wardens will light the beacon.
Thank you, Loghain. I cannot wait for that glorious moment. The Grey Wardens battle beside the King of Ferelden to stem the tide of evil.
Yes, Kaelin. A glorious moment for us all.
Kaelin is very eager to be written into ballads.
You heard the plan. You and Alistair will go to the Tower of Ishal and ensure the beacon is lit.
What? I won't be in the battle.
This is by the King's personal request, Alistair. If the beacon is not lit, Tern Logain's men won't know when to charge.
So he needs 2 Grey Wardens standing up there holding the torch, just in case, right?
Where is this Tower of Ishal exactly?
The tower is on the other side of the gorge from the King's camp, the way we came when we arrived. You'll need to cross the gorge and head through the gate and up to the tower entrance. From the top, you'll overlook the entire valley.
When do we light the beacon?
We will signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for.
Can we join the battle afterwards?
Stay with the Terran's men and guard the tower. If you are needed, we will send word.
What if the archdemon appears?
We soil our drawers, that's what.
If it does, leave it to us. I want no heroics from either of you.
How much time do we have?
The battle is about to begin. Once I leave, move quickly. You'll have less than an hour.
Are we in any danger?
Of course. Even the best laid plans go awry. So do what you must. I trust you both.
Just not enough to actually fight with the rest of you.
There will be plenty of battles, Alistair. Be patient.
I know what I have to do.
Then I must join the others. From here, you two are on your own. Remember, you are both Grey Wardens. I expect you to be worthy of that title.
Duncan, may the Maker watch over you.
May he watch over us all.
So you got a good little look at the political landscape there, how none of the factions really get along with each other. You have Logain clearly and openly distrustful of the Grey Wardens. He doesn't really seem to think very highly of us. Even when he complimented us earlier, he complimented us from King Marik's perspective, not his own. He said Marik thought highly of us, not that he did. You have the Chantry that doesn't trust the mages. They don't want them to do anything with their spells that could aid the battle other than yeet fireballs into the Darkspawn, which is, I mean, to be honest, I would rather them be using their spells to kill Darkspawn than to light a fire. Kaelin doesn't seem very interested in strategy at all. He just wants to be in a ballad one day. Duncan's just here trying to hold it all together and hope that we can back the Horde as it progresses over Ferelden. It's all a calm before a storm, quite literally, as there's a giant storm currently in the skies over Ostagar. We have a level up for Alistair, which is very good, because... Oh, you have so many uneven stats, Alistair, it hurts me. Okay, we'll make the cunning even next time. So for right now, he's not going to be able to get torn, so we're going to have to go with Threaten, which... The warrior adopts a challenging posture that increases enemy hostility with each melee attack, drawing them away from other allies while this mode is active. So basically, this is just going to make him pull more aggro. The heavier your armor, the more aggro you pull too. So we're going to just dump heavy armor all over Alistair, crank his threat, and eventually he'll get torn, and they're all just going to be trying to punch Alistair to death while we sneak around the back and backstab all of them. But before that, we are going to need a slight tactic change for him, so... Self, NA, activate mode, threaten. Now, no matter what happens, when it ticks into his tactic menu, he's going to pop threaten if it's not already up. We will start unlocking more tactic slots as we go. They're just not available to us yet. But as soon as we tab off him, if we can get it to tick. Maybe he doesn't do it in free roam, but basically as soon as it's his turn to start tactics, he'll pop threaten for us. Right. Since the next episode is so long, I'm gonna cut this one here. We got the joiner dome, we got our Warden gear, we talked to Duncan, we know exactly what we have to do, and we are all ready for the big battle. Which, by the way, starts with one of my favorite cutscenes in all of gaming history, so I'm very excited for that. So that's going to be a wrap for this episode, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there's a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Dragon Age Origins. Have a good day, guys. Take care.